All right, today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful, most human moments in the entire Torah, the death of Sarah. Now, on the surface, it's a story we all think we know, a story of love, of grief, of loss. But hidden, right there in plain sight, the mystics found a key that unlocks a breathtaking allegory for what life and death really are, and the soul's incredible journey home.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with a story of separation, just the plain text. Then we'll decode the City of Four and get into its cosmic anatomy. After that, we'll have some fun with modern parables to make it all click, and we'll finish up with the unbroken thread. Let's get started.
Okay, so first things first, let's ground ourselves in the pshat. This is the simple, literal meaning. The story as it is written, the human drama that, hits you right in the heart no matter what century you're living in.
The verse itself, it's so stark, it's heavy. And Sarah died in Kiryat Arba. Just feel the weight of those words. A specific person, Sarah, in a specific place, Kiryat Arba. It's this anchor point, this moment that changes everything for this family, and really for an entire people.
I mean, this is something we could all connect with, right? The grief of a husband who's lost the love of his life, his partner of so many decades, a partnership that literally changed the world. It's a story about mourning, about trying to find a final resting place, about the raw, real human pain of saying goodbye. We all get that. But, and this is where it gets really good, this is where we turn the key. The mystics, especially in the Zohar's Midrash HaNe'alam, the hidden Midrash, they teach us that nothing in the Torah is just what it seems on the surface. Every story is a doorway. They started asking questions. What if Sarah isn't just Sarah? And what if Abraham is more than just Abraham? And what if that place, Kiryat Arba, is holding a massive clue in its very name?
So let's see how this unfolds. We're now peeling back that first layer. We're entering the level of remez and drash. The hint, the allegory. This is where the story starts to unpack itself, where the secret code begins to shine through.
So get this. This is the first mind-blowing piece of the puzzle from the Midrash HaNe'alam. In this cosmic drama, Sarah, she represents the guf, the physical body, the vessel, the incredible, sacred architecture that holds our life force in this physical world. The great matriarch is actually the symbol for matter itself. Wow.
And if Sarah is the body, well, then it only makes sense that Abraham is the Neshama, the soul. He is that inner resident, the eternal spiritual essence, the spark of consciousness that lights up the body and gives it life and meaning and purpose. He's the traveler, and she is his temporary home.
Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. The location, Kiryat Arba. It literally translates to City of Four. The Zohar says, hey, that's not just a name on a map. That's a scientific formula. It represents the Arba Yesodot, the four fundamental elements: fire, water, air, and earth, the very building blocks that our physical bodies are made of.
So let's put it all together. Let's read that verse again with our new decoder ring. And Sarah died in Kiryat Arba now becomes, and the body ceased its unified function as its four constituent elements began to separate. Whoa. All of a sudden, death isn't just an event that happens in a single moment. It's a process. It's the beginning of a wholly planned deconstruction.
And check this out. The Zohar goes even deeper into the composition of that city. It maps these elements to the four directions of the world. So our bodies aren't just a sack of chemicals, they are a microcosm of the entire cosmos. You have fire, hot and dry, up in the north, water, cold and moist, down in the south. Air, or ruach, spirit, is this mediating force in the east, and earth, cold and dry, is in the west. Our physical existence is this beautiful, dynamic dance of these cosmic forces, all held in perfect balance.
So try to picture this. Don't think of the body as just a machine. Think of it like a living landscape, a holy city. And the soul, Abraham, is walking its streets, experiencing the world through its gates. And from this perspective, death isn't some tragedy, some random act of destruction. It's simply the soul's scheduled departure, which then allows for the gentle, peaceful process of the city's elements returning to their source. The fire in you goes back to the great fire. The water goes back to the great water. It's a homecoming for everything.
All right, take a deep breath, because now we're going all the way in. We're getting to the level of sod, the secret. We've seen what the allegory is. Now we're going to explore the mystical mechanics of how this separation actually happens. This is the cosmic engineering manual for the soul's journey.
Okay, first thing we got to wrap our heads around is that the soul isn't just one thing. It's not a monolith. The Kabbalists talk about it as a multi-layered consciousness. At the most basic level, you've got the nefesh, the animal soul, the raw life force connected to our blood and our instincts. A level up from that is the ruach, the spirit. This is in your heart, it's where your emotions, your personality lives. And then, at the highest level inside us, we have the Neshama, the divine soul, which resides in the brain. That's our direct line to pure consciousness, to a higher intelligence.
So how does this incredibly complex system decouple? Well, the mystics lay it out as a very precise step-by-step process. First, the unifying, harmonizing life force, which they call Tiferet, it withdraws. That causes the bond, the spiritual glue between soul and body, called Yesod, to dissolve. It's only after that bond is gone that the body's physical structure, Malchut, can begin its deconstruction back into the four elements. The higher parts of the soul, the Neshama and Ruach, they ascend. But, and this part is just incredible, something is left behind. And that little spark that remains, it has this amazing name, Hevel de Garmi. It comes from the writings of the Holy Ari, and it means the vapor of the bones. It's described as this kind of spiritual moisture, a residue of pure life force that clings to our bones, which are, the most enduring part of our physical self. And this isn't just some poetic idea. This is considered the actual metaphysical seed from which the body can be rebuilt at the time of the resurrection, the Kiryat Arba.
And this brings the whole thing full circle, right back to Abraham mourning Sarah. The Zohar teaches that this isn't just an allegory anymore. The soul, the Neshama, actually hovers near its body for the 7 days of Shiva, the mourning period. It witnesses the beginning of this deconstruction, this separation from the partner it's had for a lifetime, and it grieves. Our human rituals are actually mirroring a profound spiritual reality that's happening just beyond our sight.
Okay, I know. This is some really deep, abstract stuff. So, to make it a little more tangible, a little more concrete, let's try to translate this ancient wisdom into a couple of modern languages that we all speak, the language of technology and the language of video games.
All right, for all my tech people, my engineers out there, this one's for you. Think of the body, the goof, as your top-of-the-line computer hardware. The soul, the Neshama, is your unique operating system and all the apps you run on it. Your whole life, your actions, your choices, the mitzvot, that's all the data you're inputting and processing. So then death, it's not a system crash, it's a planned, graceful system shutdown. The OS safely decouples from the hardware, and that Hevel de Garmi, that residue in the bones, that's the BIOS. It's the firmware on the motherboard that allows for a future reboot. And the world to come, Olam Haba, that's your cloud storage, where all your core data, your consciousness, is backed up perfectly and safely.
And okay, now for the gamers, or really, anyone who's ever played a video game. Picture your body, the goof, as your player avatar. It's this cool character built from 4 elemental powers, right? Earth for defense, water for healing, fire for attack, air for speed. Your soul, the Neshama, that's your permanent player profile, your account, and this world, Ulam Hazeh, is just the current level you're playing. So what's death? It's just logging out. You're exiting the level. Your avatar might despawn, but your account, with all your XP, all your achievements you earned, is saved perfectly. And Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, that's the player lobby, where you chill, check your stats, and get ready for the next level to load.
So, we've looked at the code, the mechanics. We've even got some modern analogies to help. Let's bring this all home now, and really focus on the core of what this transition means, on the unbroken thread that carries on through it all.
We've talked about this whole thing from the outside looking in, right? The mechanics, a system shutdown, logging out of a game. But what does it actually feel like for the consciousness that's going through it? What is that final moment of awareness like for the soul as it leaves its lifelong home? And the answer to that, wow. It's one of the most profoundly beautiful and comforting teachings in all of Jewish mysticism. The final moment isn't dark, it's not scary, it's not painful. According to the holy book Sefer HaGershon, the soul only leaves the body when it is granted a direct vision of the Shekinah, the divine presence. It's a moment of total recognition, of seeing the source of everything, and in an act of overwhelming love and longing, the soul just cleaves to it and is gently drawn out of the body. So you see, the journey doesn't actually end. It's just a costume change, really. The Zohar describes it as the soul shedding its heavy physical garment only to be clothed in a new, radiant, spiritual one that's perfect for the worlds of pure consciousness. The core of who you are, your awareness, your memories, your love, it all continues.
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.